Hey guys, Redneck Mini 14 here with an update on my Remington Model 10. Now if you remember from quite a few months ago, I said I was going to take all my grandfather's guns that I inherited and I was going to try to restore them to the best of my ability. And with the Remington Model 10, I mentioned that my grandfather told me that the gun slam fires, and I don't mean slam fire in that you hold the trigger down and keep pumping and it'll keep firing. No, I mean that it slam fires where you don't even touch the trigger, and when you pump the gun, it'll fire. Now, some people, a lot of people, were misinterpreting what I was saying, and they were saying, oh, that gun is supposed to slam fire, that's normal. No, it's not. You're not supposed to fire the gun without pulling the trigger. So, what I did was I took the gun apart, well, I took the receiver apart. I didn't take the front end of the gun apart. And I gave it a very thorough cleaning, and I got as much of the rust off as I can, and now there is a little bit of rust still on there that I'm going to try to get off. And, you know, I'll do one more thorough cleaning of it. But I did a good thorough cleaning of it, and I took it to the farm yesterday, put 3 rounds in it, and it did not slam fire the way my grandfather said that it did. So I'm guessing that the gun, my grandfather didn't really take the whole, really good care of his guns. I mean, you could tell based off of what the guns actually looked like when I inherited them. There was rust all over them. There was just gunk, and he didn't do a very good job of cleaning his guns and taking care of his guns, so I imagine that the gun was just really, really dirty, and that was causing it to do things that it shouldn't. So my guess is that the gun is perfectly fine, you know, function-wise, and which is good, because that means I don't have to try and track down any internal parts. A lot of these parts, you know, you can get a lot of them on Numrich, which is where I get a lot of my gun parts from, but some of them are out of stock, and since the gun hasn't been made in probably close to 100 years, they're really hard to come by. So, you know, I'm just glad I don't have to try and hunt down any internal parts. Now, what I do need is I need to replace the stock. Now, Boyd's, and I think maybe even 1 or 2 other companies actually make new production stocks for the Remington Model 10, so I shouldn't have any problem there. I can even get I think I can even get a slightly used, new Model 10 stock on Numrich as well. Might even find them on Gunbroker. The problem is with the forend, for whatever reason, people make the stocks brand new, but they don't make the forends brand new. That just actually blows my mind. Why would you make one and not the other? But there is a little bit of a crack in the forend. It's nowhere near as bad as the cracks and chunks taken out of the stock. The stock is, you know, pretty much destroyed, in my opinion. I mean, I didn't even shoulder the gun. I just kind of hip fired it like this. That way there was no force actually being pushed into my shoulder and putting any more stress on the stock itself, because I'm really afraid that this stock is just going to split apart when I'm shooting it. So definitely going to replace the stock on this thing, and I might try and find a used forend. I think Numrich sells them, but again, they only sell them used, and then, you know, I might try to refinish them to look the same, because I'm sure a new stock and a used forend aren't going to look the same as far as the finish goes. So yeah, but anyway, that's where it is. So the gun is, you know, fully functional as far as I can tell. Still need to get a little rust off of it. Still need to, well, I'm going to have to clean it again since I shot it, but, you know, give it another good thorough cleaning. I might take the plug out of it because there's still a plug in it, and you know, just replace the wood on it. So anyway, I think this one's coming along nicely. It's a slow process because I'm poor and I've got a million other things I'm spending money on at the time. So it's a slow process, and again, I have 4 other guns that I'm trying to restore at the same time. So yeah, But anyway, subscribe to my channel, like me on Facebook. I'm Redneck Mini 14, and until next time, be safe.